Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So here's the deal, y'all. Nicki Minaj has her husband. And I want you all to imagine a scenario in which he likes to show off the lifestyle. And he posts on the gram and puts their location up while they're at the location. Nice restaurant. And somebody walks into that restaurant, spots him and Nicki Minaj, and they rob him and her, mostly her. And she's not hurt, just robbed. And she says to him later, "I told you to stop posting locations while we're there, you idiot. Now we're robbed." I'm pressing charges for reckless endangerment. And you're going to have to do some time. It's California. We got conjugal visits. You can still get some. I'll visit you because you're going to have a release date. But you're going to do some time for that reckless endangerment. I want you to think about that. Now, she's going to testify against him. Because she's a lady. She ain't gonna take but so much. He's going to face charges and have consequences just for reckless endangerment. Now that's if she lives or if she dies. If he did not intentionally set her up so that he could get the dough, he's still going to have to face those charges. He's not getting away with that. Now I want you all to look at PnB Rock situation. Right now, the Muslims are arguing because there's some who say, no, he's got to go to hell because of what he did and how he lived his life. He wasn't really practicing. And I don't know if he was praying or not. That I'm not sure of. If he was not praying, then Muslims have a leg to stand on when they say that he's going to have to burn. But that's because the rules are that the prayers are mandatory. And that's for everybody. It's not personal. It's just the rules. It's revelation. But nonetheless, let's say he prayed, but he really didn't practice much else beyond that. Then it's going to be extreme if Muslims say he's got to burn. Just cause. Outside appearances. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then other Muslims say, no, Allah knew his heart. He ain't really do nothing wrong. Who are we to judge? No, we as Muslims are required to take a middle ground. And the middle ground in this case is that we make a preliminary judgment as human beings based on what we can observe. And then the final judgment is left up to Allah because he knows what we don't. That's the middle ground. But we also, as part of this middle ground, are required to take lessons from the lives and deaths of others. Malcolm died by gunshot, same way. Was that Malcolm's fault at all? Not only was it not Malcolm's fault, it wasn't even a mistake that Malcolm made. It wasn't even a mistake. He was completely honest, and that's why we look at him as a martyr. He expected to be shot no matter what he did. He expected to have to pay the ultimate price. But because of what he was trying to do that was right. Nowadays, everybody talks like they're about to be martyred. We tell the truth. We don't sugarcoat. We keeps it real, and that's why I don't like us. Well, it's true that happens in general in human history, but we all act like we're being martyred, or about to be. We all act like we never missed anything, and people are ticked off at us, not because we never got anything wrong, but they're ticked off at us because we're just so right. We love to talk that way. And sometimes I myself will speak that way, but that's usually going to be based on some evidence. We if we're Muslim or if we're Israelite or Christian, not only can, but we must look at PnB Rock's life, and we must say, if you will not practice male chastity, they have a handle. And whether that lady by your side or that lady on top of you or underneath you when you're being unchaste is a smart enemy or a dumb friend, the result will be the same. Had he practiced male chastity, and he was just going to have to pass away at that time because his time was up, his passing would have been vastly different. Even if it had been via gunshot, there wouldn't be some lesson in there for us to learn. His life and his death were a lesson for us. Whether Allah chooses to forgive his sins and not question them, or whether Allah chooses to hold him for one or two of the sins and punish him, then redeem him. Whatever the case is, the life and death he had here is a lesson for the rest of us. And I've been telling you, male chastity will explain a lot of it. You out here, just, you giving it away because you a dude. Okay. So that's it? You just gonna give it away because you a dude? Then they have a handle. And if they're not smart enemies, just dumb friends, they will get you in trouble because they're not going to listen. Because see, in the West, if they're cute, they don't even have to grow up. They never have to use their brain. They get to just be ditzy broads all their life, and they got it on easy script. And I pronounced it that way intentionally. So it is not only possible, but it is necessary for us to take that balanced understanding and say that even if you're not trying to condemn him to hell as if you are the Lord and the judge of judges and the King of kings, you still must understand that you're not going to go that same route. And if you're Muslim, no tattoos, no gold jewelry. If you rapping, your lyrics got to be positive. I'm not going to get into the debate about musical instruments, but I am going to say that you're going to have to take lessons from how we lived and how we died. And if you're a Christian or Israelite, many of the moral teachings are going to be the same, and you're also going to have to take certain lessons. You don't get to just be sexually loose and not pay something for it. And if you're Muslim, even less. Now, mind you, this man, 2 baby mamas, that means at least 2 babies. So now these kids ain't got no dad. And they're not going to be able to sit up and say, well, it's because he just died young. No, it's because he was murdered young. Because his girlfriend, which a Muslim ain't supposed to have unless she's also the wife or a concubine, could not stop flossing and flexing in real time. She didn't even have the patience to delayed flex or floss. Look what I'm getting. And understand this about women, gentlemen. They show off what they're getting out of the deal, what they're being provided. That's their showing off. I got this because of him. I got that because of him. I ain't got to work. He's doing that. He's getting this for me. Look what he's getting for me. That's what they're doing. And so his girlfriend obviously just could not delay gratification enough for a few minutes. Every time they went and enjoyed life, she just had to post. To make it worse, she just had to post, I'm here right now. She just had to do it. And, you know, the least she needs to face is reckless endangerment, because he said that they had this conversation before. And he's seen people drive in ways that they were trying to catch him later on. He said this. And she did it anyway. So this was reckless endangerment. If she was not setting him up intentionally, she just didn't fiv a guck. This is what you have to keep in mind, gentlemen. And if you're not going to practice male chastity, that's all you're going to find. Because that's all that's out there. Thank you for listening. Black heart, black mind, black out, assalamu alaikum. And as always, black, heterosexual, non-select, male power just because they don't like it. And black patriarchy, which depends on male chastity. Until extinction or judgment day.